What's up, guys? This is Adam with NoTorquGarage, and today we are doing the final steps on the dyna to get her running and get her on down the road. So we have the Road Warrior fairing here that we are going to be doing. It's obviously not the Road Warrior brand. We got a cheaper version, but the exact same style and everything else. So it comes with a big bag of hardware to mount the windshield, big bag of hardware to mount everything else, and the new headlight relocation block that we need. And obviously the windshield and the fairing itself. Now to do it, we're going to have to take the headlight off to put the new block in. Then we are going to have to basically start mounting it. I've mounted one prior. Obviously it's not filmed. It was before I started the channel on my old dyna. We're going to put another one onto this dyna and make it look as spiffy and nice. We're going to do some cool custom stuff with this at a later date. Basically going to put my daughter's handprint on one side in white and then do some handwritten name and stuff like that and clear coat over it, but that's going to be at a later date. Right now we just want to get the dyna all mocked up and finished up so we can start on the next project and get my bike off the lift so we can have a good time doing it. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and get the headlight unmounted. It's just the one bolt at the base of it that takes the headlight off. And then I'm going to go ahead and get the relocation block situated and started. I might have to run to town to get a new piece of hardware for this because I don't think that the old headlight block is a bolt. I believe it's just screwed into the block itself as to where this one's clean through. So I might have to go get a new bolt and washer and all that kind of fun stuff because it does not look like this one has a long enough or big enough bolt with a nut. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take care of that, get it all prepped and started, and then I will run you guys through how to actually mount this on the actual bike. So stay tuned.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink, cause I think I'm going all in.
So here's where we're at. We got the headlight block, the new one. It's just kind of loosely on the old headlight. Well, the new headlight technically right now. But we loosen these up, the top clamps, because it just kind of works as a washer and slides right on in between the lock washers and the riser bushings. And then the bottom mount goes to the new headlight block and just kind of mounts to the back of that. And then there's one long bolt that clamps everything together downstairs, while upstairs you just tighten those up and it locks everything into place. Now, we had to find and make a bolt work that we have, which is down here somewhere. It was right there. It is. So we've got a long bolt that we're going to use to shove up from the bottom with a washer and then tighten it down and clamp everything down together. Now it's going to work just fine. And the top gets clamped in that way, and then you tighten everything inside the fairing. I'm going to do my best to show you exactly what you do. However, it is a really tight area to work in, and it's pretty hard to get a camera in there while you're working. So probably not going to be the best. It's not going to work out the best, but we're going to do what we can. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get everything ready to be mounted up and do all that fun goodness. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get the top clamp in first and just kind of snug it down a little bit so that it still rotates back and forth so I can play with it and get it right how I want it. Let's grab this old girl here. All your accelerator cables and all that can be right where they're at. Just kind of gonna play with this, try to get it in. It looks like we're in up top. It looks like we're all nice and in up top. So now we're definitely all in up top. And that'll work out for the washer itself. It still rotates just a little bit to be able to play with it. The only thing that I did mess up on is the light block has to go up and over it first. My mistake. But when the top clamp is all clamped in and good and gone the way it's supposed to be, you can rotate and play with this a little bit, and I can unplug stuff and move it all the way it needs to be moved. So yeah. So we're going to go ahead and start getting stuff clamped in the way it's supposed to be. I'm going to go ahead and tighten the very top down a little bit so it's at least secured. Where my big socket went. Where'd you go? There you are. Then we'll do a final tighten after everything's all said and done. Got it going from the back. It's too tight of an area in the headlight well. side. Now to get this side done. Okay, now that that's out of the way, go ahead and get all this stuff all nice and tightened down. Need a shallow socket. What size are we looking at here for shallow? 3/4. Or actually, a wrench will do if I can find a 3/4 inch wrench. Which I believe I was just messing with one. There's one. We'll use the 3/4 inch wrench. Get on a little better. Unfortunately, it's not a ratcheting wrench, so we're going to be here a second. Oh, we're really going to be here for a second. Like I said, we don't want to just reef it down quite yet. Just kind of want it on there a little bit. So it will stay pretty much nice and snug, but you still want to be able to move it and contort it how you're going to want it. So she said still rotate up. She does. Give me some nice rotations. I do got to take these off so I can get the headlight mounted up in there and then put it all back together. So let's see what size we're working with. Tiny. We're working with tiny. Which I want to say it's a 10, so this is a 3/8. We'll baseline it off of that. Oh, 3/8 fits perfectly on it. So it's on the back side. An Allen, because why wouldn't it be? Perfect. We're already getting somewhere. It's a tiny Allen, though. So let's see if we got one. This one looks like it might be the correct one, actually. Hey, would you look at that? All right, so what size is that? This guy here. You gotta take that off so we can get the headlight up there and situated the way we want it, and then kind of get everything worked in. It can be a little bit of a pain in the butt, but all things that look good and run good kind of are a pain in the butt. I need an extension. Darn, that sucks. And here I was thinking that we were just going to kick it right off and go. That'll work though. My hands are not working perfectly today either, so that's not helpful. There's one for that side. Now I got to rotate around to your side. So, excuse me. You can sit right there for a minute. Can't you? Sorry for smacking you around a little bit. I don't have a very good place to clip you on my shirt, Mike. It's okay though, you'll live. All right, I gotta trade you spots again. Excuse me. Whee. All right. Now we're gonna be working inside the little well here, trying to get everything all nice and situated where we want it. So I definitely am not going to be able to have you very close up in there because it's a little bit of a pain in the butt. So I'm going to go ahead and start getting things situated the way we want her up in here. There we go. Now that one's through. Then the next piece of business that we got to do is stick this little bracket onto the bolt. How she's going to be. That's about how she's going to live. Yeah, it's about how she's going to live. This thing should move down a little bit, but we'll see. Because that side's working for the way it needs to. That's just because all that's loose. I'll go up higher, but it's not going any lower. That's unfortunate. We'll see what she does. So it needs to be up there, so we're either going to be using a lot of washers or probably have to double nut this bolt. We'll see. We didn't need that. We'll see what she looks like. Get this thing at least roughly down and in. See, is it the size? She is that size. Sweet, that works for me. What size is she? She's a 9/16. So I need to grab a 9/16 socket to be able to put on the inside of that. And we'll be able to see where we go from there. Yeah, this guy here, she's loose on the other side, so she's moving around. But this side is rough adjacent. So she's not coming down at all. So we're probably gonna have to fiddle fuck with it. Yeah, it's because it's right on the tops. Yeah, so she's not gonna work there. So yeah, we're gonna have to do that number because this fits pretty much right where she's supposed to. So that's good. Yeah, so we're gonna have to fiddle with it a little bit. We're gonna have to do that and then use washers to get the bolt hole into the right spot. But for now, let's grab a 9/16 socket. That way we can reach to see what we're doing. It's 5/8, 7/16, and oh, this part is from China. That might work. Oh, too small. Too small. Too big. Doesn't help that I need it to be a deep well too. That's a half. I think half's too big? Question mark? Too small. Too small. Yeah, 9/16 is technically bigger than a half. Now I'm just going for fitment. Here's 9/16 on a 1/2 inch drive. That'll do. Yep, that'll do. Then no extension's going to be needed, but I'm going to need the 9/16 wrench for the bottom. So that'll do just fine. Two over here. It's all nice and over here and in where you're supposed to be, and like Flynn. And then where's the 9/16 wrench? Right here. This nut's kind of a pain in the butt, isn't it? It's also a very tall bolt, So I didn't want to risk having any issues, so I did use a pretty tall bolt. So we're gonna have to basically put this thing in about where she's gonna be. But I have to have everything tightened down first and bracketed in to find that out. So we'll see in a minute. Can I get to her from the backside? Oh yeah, I can get to her from the backside. Cool. Yep, I'll be able to. All right, let's get this bracket over here. See about if where I have it situated is going to work. Ooh, she's so close to being in the home. See, one side's a lot higher than the other. I think I'll be able to make it work though. I think. All right, we're gonna get stuff mounted back up, and I think I can make her work. All right, where's my little tiny nut and bolt for this side? Right here. So that one's on there. I gotta trade you spots again. Excuse me. Thank you. Come again. Take my heart, don't break it. Burn me to my bone. That's not wanting to fit on the bolt. That's kind of rude. There it is. That should come off. Yeah, she wants to. Good. Now the nut wants to work for me. That's nice of it. Oh yeah, this will work. I need to grab another nut that's going to fit that though. Now that's in the way it's supposed to be. The headlight up in here. And once everything's all nice and tightened down, it's going to work fine. Perfect. I need to get the headlight block all tightened down though. First, that's just going to rotate for now and be free will. That way I can work with down here. Now let's get the headlight block tightened down where I want it. Pretty much going to be about right there. Well, actually, it'll be about there, I think. I feel like that's angled up too high. It's going to be about there, I think. Actually, I can worry about that later. I just need to tighten this thing down straight. As long as the headlight block is tightened down straight, it doesn't really matter. So I got to get a 9/16 wrench up into there and then a 9/16 wrench for down here. Perfect. I got to turn it from up there. Even better. It's going to be fun. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get started on that part. Okay. All right, we're going to move you again. Excuse me. Thank you. Come again. Typically, this thing will go on a lot easier, but right now it's just being it. because everything's not wanting to line up correctly perfect right now. Correct adjacent. As long as the headlight block is centered, it doesn't really matter where that lays. Everything else will lay the way it needs to. And then once that's in and tightened down, yeah, it's going to work just fine. Okay, cool. Let's get the headlight block done, shall we? Okay, so I got a 9/16 wrench around here somewhere. I believe this is the 9/16 socket. Yep, it is. Yep. Yeah, so that's tightened. Then I need the wrench. Wherever it decided to go, there it is. Okay. Now the wrench is being held the way it's supposed to. Let's get this thing. Start at least getting this thing all nice and tightened down the way it needs to be. Which is just centered with that guy right there. All right. Now that the headlight block's not going anywhere and it's centered and straight, we can go ahead and get that back bracket. I need to grab another nut for this back bracket. Get that thing secured down the way it needs to. And then everything else will fall into place as we go and tighten everything down and all that good jazz. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get to that going. Need to grab another nut real quick. Wherever I had all the nuts at. I believe it was all these nuts right here. No, those are all coarse threaded. It's all the fine threaded right down here, I believe. Yep, something like that. That looks like the same nut. Actually, that's coarse threaded. That's not fine threaded. Coarse thread. Coarse thread. Fucking coarse thread. Coarse. Coarse. Is this not the pile of nut, the block that I pulled the pile of nuts out of? Or are they over here? Should have left them out. Been able to see it better. I believe I pulled the bolt out of this one here. I did. That's fine threaded. All right, let's see here. This might be the correct bolt. Or nut. Might not be the correct nut. It's too big. That's what she said. We'll get her one of these days. That looks like the same nut that's already on there, so let's try. Yep, that's the one. Okay. So now we gotta get that guy tightened down. Well, we could probably find a washer for it first. That'd probably help out. That's a lock washer. That's a lock washer also. Can we just get a standard washer? That's a lock washer, but that's thin enough. Looks like she'll work. Too small. Okay. Oh, this guy right here. Maybe too big. Nope, not too big. Just right. That's what we in the business call just right. Not too big, not too small. Just right. behind there. Put your skinny hand in right there. And start twisting. Preferably without dinging up the fairing a bunch. Okay, I need this nut to hold down here. Well, that wrench, I mean. I shouldn't say nut, but the wrench to hold down here. So the block does what it's supposed to do. We rednecked it a little bit, but can't beat perfection, right? Yep. Now the top needs to do its thing and get all nice and be locked in where it's supposed to. Which is just like that. And this will lock in where it's supposed to. Then we'll tighten everything down. Call it a win. If I could stop tripping on straps, that'd be nice. Okay, now I need to grab what I believe is still the 9/16. I believe all of these are 9/16 on here. Oh no, that's a 10 mil. That's a 10 mil for sure. I lied, it's not even a 10 mil. Oh boy. I don't know my nut sizes now. That's smaller. Okay, cool. Well, now we got to figure out sizes for everything. It's mint. It's perfect. What I love to do right here. At least we have the sizes for down below. Now we just have to figure out the sizes for up top, which I believe are going to be 1/2 inch. Alas, I have been wrong before though, so it might not end up being 1/2 inch. Here's a 13. Let's see if we can baseline this thing. 13's too small. Looks like it's 14. Honestly, that doesn't feel right. Because it's not. It's because it's not. It's most definitely a 13. I don't know why I was wrong. The socket drawer. The 13 go. There it is. Yeah, see, it is a 13. I don't know why I thought it wasn't. It's stupid of me. Now let's find a socket that's a 13. Broken Torx bit. That's cool. I don't know why that's in there. 12. One bigger. Probably do shallow if we got a shallow 13 anywhere around here. Perfect. Size, tiny, even better. Okay. All right, so where's 13-inch wrench? 13-inch. 13. Size 13. Where are you at? There you are. Alrighty. So now, let's keep this whole thing bundled backwards. Let's just wait until we get it tightened up a little bit here. Oh, that's because the inside one is bigger. That's why. That's fair. Okay. So what size are we? The inside one might just be a 14, while the inside one is a 13. Yeah, that's exactly what we're looking at here. Small increments. So much fun. So that side's done. I gotta tighten up the other side here. Okay. Now that side's all nice and tight down. Now we just need to do the very bottom here on both sides, because that's all tightened, but now these need to be tightened up on the edges, and then put the headlight up and tighten it down, and the headlight will all be done. Yeah. It's working out. It's working out the way it needs to.